then he's a swimmer, and he's destroyed the women's swimming record, of course, because he's a man, actually. The swimmer by the name of Leah Thomas competed for 3 years as a man before he decided to identify as a woman. In a recent women's competition, he performed a 500-yard freestyle by a full 14 seconds. Now, if you swim over to a swim 14 seconds, that's not enough to get a beer and come back. There's no 14-second difference between swimmers, but there are now. Thomas's closest rival in a longer freestyle race was 38 seconds behind. That's a difference. So one person who actually did predict this at great personal cost, she's really hated for saying it, but she's right, is Karadanski, the author of The Abolition of Sex, the president of the U.S. chapter of the Women's Human Rights Campaign, longtime card-carrying member of the American Left. They're a very brave person, Karadanski joins us. Kara, thanks so much for coming on. You must feel a little vindicated because when we first started having these conversations years ago, you predicted things like this and people attacked you for being crazy.
Thank you so much for having me. And yes, I mean, a lot of us saw this coming down the pipe. There's a woman named Beth Stelter who founded an organization called Save Women's Sports several years ago. She's going to be speaking with your colleague, Laura Ingraham, later tonight. Many of us saw this coming, and it's just very important that we all understand that situations like what we're seeing in Pennsylvania at the University of Pennsylvania are not anomalous. This is happening all over the country, as I know you know.
Well, it's just amazing that people put up with it. I mean, if you've been a swimmer, had kids who swim, 38 seconds doesn't happen in competitive swimming. That's a different sport. So this has totally upended a sport that we've had for, over 100 years in this country. Where are all the parents, the coaches, the swimmers? Like, why isn't anybody saying anything?
A lot of people are saying things. A lot of parents are speaking out. I think a lot of students are very scared of speaking out because saying, look, this isn't appropriate, we shouldn't have men competing in women's sports, is a very unpopular thing to say. The other thing I just want to say is very often this is framed as having so-called transgender athletes participating in women's sports. And I really want us to get away from that language. The truth of the matter is that he is a man and he's been allowed to compete in women's sports. Part of the problem is that a lot of this is happening because of a series of orders that the Biden administration issued over the course of the first 6 months of the administration, impacting Title IX, among other federal administrative laws. And it essentially says that throughout federal administrative law, the word sex has to be redefined to include the words gender identity. And that is a disaster for women and girls, including the women who are on the UPenn women's swimming team.
Yeah, well, it just eliminates women and girls as a meaningful category. Like, they don't exist.